Okay, so you're out shopping for tires and you're gonna, I'm a Nitto Toyo fan, y'all. It's the same company. Got some Toyo Open Country RT Pros, y'all. This is the new, and I think this is going to be one of the best-selling tires in the future. I'm predicting that, and most of these things in this video are my opinion, but I have ran a set of these, and I've ran lots of set of the ridge grapplers, and today's video is going to be kind of about that. Later in the video, we'll talk about some different tires, talk about different options, but right now, just getting straight into it. But y'all, the Nitto Ridge Grappler is a really nice tire, but it's a little bit harder compound, and we have them on the Hummer, which the Hummer's a really heavy vehicle, and it's absolutely great. We don't even have any hydroplaning with it. I think you get a little bit lighter vehicles like the HDs with nothing in the bed. You got a lot of horsepower put into the ground. They don't quite get the traction that other tires get because they're a hard compound. Now, the reason they did that is basically Nitto Ridge Grappler came out. They wanted a good sidewall tread, which you can see Nitto and Toyo always do that. It's one of the things I really like about these tires, because when you have a 37 on a 17, you got a lot of open tire here, and it's just nice to have this dressing on the sidewall and the side lugs. And Nitto and Toyo have really gotten to understand that, and they do a great job of that. Okay, now the Ridge Grappler, it's again in that same category. It does great on everything, and it's probably the quietest, most aggressive, long-lasting tire that you can get on the market. I think the Nitto Ridge Grappler is probably one of the #1s today. Okay, now there is Mickey Thompson's, there is Cooper, there's Falcon Wild Peak. There's a lot of good tires on the market, okay, y'all, but we're just kind of sticking to the Toyo Nitto comparison right now, in my opinion. And when you get to these, I think this RT Pro is going to deflect water a little bit better, but it's going to have a little more road noise than the Ridge Grappler. So if you're looking for that super quiet tire, that Nitto Ridge Grappler is probably going to be a better pick for you. But if you're looking for something that's in the middle, and that's why both of these are called hybrids. And if you don't know what a hybrid is, so like Nitto has Recon Grappler, and then they have the Ridge Grappler, which is the hybrid. Then they have the Trail Grappler, and then they also have one above that that's a Mud Grappler, okay? Toyo's comparison, basically Toyo has an AT, and then they have an RT Trail, and then it moves up to the RT Pro, and then you get to the Toyo MT, Open Country, which is a really highly selected tire in the market. So I think Nitto's Ridge Grappler is a hybrid. This is pretty much Toyo's hybrid. And again, y'all, I think this tire is going to ride really well. You can see it has some good sidewall flex to it. It's a little bit softer compound. It's probably not going to last as long as a Ridge Grappler. If you want that tire that's going to get you that 50, 60,000 miles, I think you kind of got to go that route. But this tire is going to be in a softer compound. It's going to give you a little bit better traction. And the way this is set up, I think you're going to get a little bit more grip on the road. And I think this is going to handle water. It's going to deflect a little better than the Ridge Grappler. Okay, but it will not be as quiet as the Ridge Grappler for sure. And the Ridge Grappler to me has a little bit of a firmer sidewall, and so I think handling wise it's a little bit of a stiffer tire. The reason that is like I said, they were trying to make a tire that looks great, lasts a long time, gets the mileage and those things. So that's kind of my opinion on the two. You kind of got to pick what you want. You want a super quiet hybrid tire, or do you want something that's going to have a little bit softer compound, probably going to be a little better in the water, but has a little bit more road noise? So that's going to be the decision. But y'all, these tires, when I ran them on a truck the other day, they were on an F250. I was running down the highway 75, 80 miles an hour. They were really quiet. They were quieter than a Nitto Trail, and they were also quieter than a Toyo MT. So like I said, if you just want to be a little bit under that, and y'all, the Nitto Trails are pretty quiet mud tires, and the Toyo MT are also pretty quiet mud tires. Nothing like a Mud Grappler, y'all, but these come in right under those, and so if you're looking for that hybrid, I think it's a good buy. All right, so next thing in this video is if you're looking for a good ride, okay, let's say you're gonna go buy an RHO, right? Like I have this truck here, and I put 2 sets of tires on this truck already, okay? 18-inch wheel, that's what's on the Rams. The 35 rides pretty good. The 37 did give me a softer ride on the 18-inch wheels, okay? Now, when you look at the Raptor, we get into the Fords, those are 17. That's what these are for right here. So they're going on my Raptor R, okay? The 17 on a 37 is gonna ride better. A 22 on a 35 is gonna ride stiff. A 22 on a 37 is okay. For me, on a 37, I'm really not going any bigger than a 20-inch wheel. Been down that road, done it. You know, you can put the Carly suspensions on, you can do everything you want to do, but y'all, when you're choosing these wheels, when you pick the 22s or the 24s, you know, if you're just going to be out on the highway rolling, probably not a big deal. If you're going to run some country roads, sorry, y'all, that sun is beaming today. You know, it's going to be up to y'all on that. Me on the Raptor R, I had to make the decision that, am I going to go up to a 20 with a 37, 18, or a 17? And when you look at the weight of the wheels and you look at the speed ratings and you look at everything else, y'all, the stock wheels, the stock 17s are pretty light. And then when you get in these RT Pros, you look at it like a 37 1250, I think was 76 pounds per tire. And you look at the 37 1350, you get almost 86 pounds. You add 10 pounds a corner for the difference between a 1250 and a 1350. And if you're looking at 17s, you're gonna notice that's a lot of half-ton truck tires and the load ratings are less. But these actually still have a pretty good load rating. But again, you can see the flex on the sidewall. I'm actually excited because I know how these are gonna ride because I drove them on the F250, y'all. So anyway, just wanted to do a quick video, kind of doing some comparison on the tires for y'all. These Toyo RT Pros, I think are gonna be my new favorite. And y'all, I've watched a lot of videos on these, and I've watched these with the Nitto Ridge. And y'all, when you put them on the machines, I watch Discount when they're doing them, any of the tire places they're putting them on. Y'all, these things just hardly have to have any weight, okay? Compared to, and I'm not trying to bash any other brands, but I've tried some other brands, y'all, and we're putting 8, 9 ounces on those tires. You know, a lot of times we'll mount these up and we're looking at putting maybe 3 to 4 ounces, you know. So it's the quality of the tire, you know. Toyo, Nitto, for me, I've never had an issue. And as long as I've pulled with my trucks, my trailers, everything I run, y'all, I've never been on the side of the road with a flat, okay? I run my tires down to about max 40-50%, sell them, put new tires on. And I tell you what, I mean, these tires have just never failed me. And so I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with what works for me. Like I said in this video, just my opinion on tires, okay? I will tell you the difference between the two tires here since I'm already talking about it. So you can see I brought my RHO back down to stock because it's gonna get traded in here in a little while. And I'll tell you the difference between these two tires, right? I had the 37 KM3s on there. Actually, road noise was almost exactly the same as these stock Goodyear Wranglers, okay? They rode a little better because they were 37, had a little bit more sidewall, but these give you more of that race car feel. Like I look down and I'm doing 85, 86, when it felt like I was doing 75 with the 37s. So it's kind of what you want, you know, in those areas. But what I will say about these tires are, this tire right here, it's probably been the best wet weather traction tire that I have ever driven on a truck. Let me get the sun behind me, y'all. And you know, it's just the tread pattern on these, and I'm giving these tires credit because they do handle really well. And y'all, we went to Tennessee and we were running 75, 80 miles an hour on the highway. And y'all, these tires, I mean, in pouring rain, never hydroplaned, nothing like that. Now, I haven't had the opportunity to run these RT Pros in the heavy rain. It was raining a little bit that day, but I didn't notice any hydroplaning with them. But y'all, looking at the tread pattern on these, I'm pretty sure that these are gonna have pretty good wet weather traction. And if you go look at the graph on Toyo's website, it's got your noise and your sound and all that stuff. I think you're gonna be impressed with the RT Pros. Like I said, I think that's gonna be your new #1 contender. Might even knock that Ridge Grappler out of place, but Anyway, if the video helped you, please hit that like and subscribe. I hope I answered your question on tires. If you've got any questions, drop them below. I'll try to get them answered. Y'all, I've ran a bunch of set of tires, okay? And I will say this too. Falcon, Wild Peaks are really good. Cooper STTs are good tires. The Mickey Thompsons are really good tires. There is a lot of good brands out there for y'all to go look at and to consider when you're buying. You just got to think about what you want, but then the best thing to do is get in the truck groups and look at the people that have bought these tires and see what they say about them, you know. There's not a lot on the RT Pros yet just because they're still a new tire, but you know, you read a bunch of the reviews on Mickey Thompsons, people love them. People love the Coopers, but again, it's kind of what brand you go with. I'm a Toyo Nitto guy. I've always said it. I'm always going to be that way, and I'm super excited about Toyo coming out with these. But anyway, if the video helped you, hit that like, hit that subscribe. I will catch you on the next one.